up, everybody? It's Sir Mill coming to you from the one and only Small Fry Show. On tonight's video, I want to continue on the topic of weather and what I mean by that. But before we get too deep in this thing, you already know what I need you to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come join the family. Also, the views and topics expressed in these videos are mine and mine only. They do not represent the company that I work for. I am not a spokesperson for said company. Now that we got that out the way, hopefully everybody having a good start of the week and all that great stuff. So I want to talk about the weather a little more. I was looking at the weather, and I saw that in some of the southern states, North Carolina, Georgia, southern parts of Virginia, things like that, they had gotten snow, and accumulating snow at that. And it made me think of how, this would be a great topic. So anytime, as I alluded on yesterday, part of trip planning is looking at the weather, especially this time of year. So, but what I strictly want to focus on is the snow and the ice for the sake of this video. Look, in my honest opinion, looking at the weather is part of trip planning. It is, because you need to know these things. So, especially if you go into a state where they don't get snow on the regular. Texas, like Memphis got snow. Georgia, North Carolina, the southern parts of North Carolina. Now, I know, like Gatlinburg and all that, they get snow up through the mountains and things like that. I'm strictly talking like Charlotte, things like that. They don't get snow. So the thing you need to keep in mind is that these locations that don't get snow, it's a couple different things that you're going to have to deal with. For one, you're going to have a super duper delay. More than likely, the city or the state going to be shut down for that day or whatever. And that's because of a couple reasons. One is they don't have the equipment to get the snow off the road, There's no point in them investing in a snow plow because they don't get enough. Or the salting, salt spreaders. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll get sand and put sand out on the road, Sand is a good way to try to keep traction, but it don't work like salt. Like I said, there's no, they get maybe one good snow a year, if that, and it only lasts for a day or so. So there's no point in investing in, the snow removal equipment. Now, they can borrow equipment from, another state or something if it's that bad, but, most generally you're just going to deal with it. I remember a few years back, Atlanta had got an ice storm, ice and snow. And those guys were parking on the shoulder of the highway to get on and get off ramps. And everything was shut down for that day because they just, like I said, they don't have the equipment. But also, you gotta think, unless you relocated down there, 97% of those people don't know how to drive in that type of weather because they don't see that type of weather. They don't get no practice in that type of weather. So that's another thing that you're gonna have to deal with is people not knowing how to drive on the snow or when it's icy out. Ain't much you can do with the ice anyway, but that's another big thing to worry about. And so, most generally, what they'll do for that day is they'll shut the city or state down. that just sit on the side of the road too. So that's what I'm saying. Make sure you got these crackers and, you know, water, things like that to keep you safe until the roads clear up or help arrives. Another part of trip planning is when you're going into these areas and you know the weather is going to be bad, don't let your fuel get below a half a tank. Make sure you got enough fuel to get you through sitting or it gets cold. You don't want your fuel gelling up, things like that. So you know you're going into an area where it may snow and they don't get snow. Make sure you got fuel, or you may need to just stop early, let the storm pass. You know, keep your dispatchers updated. Hey, it's going to be some snow rolling in. You know, they normally don't get snow. They don't know how to deal with it. I'm going to just hold off. And then wait a day, and then we can reschedule and get it in there that way. Because if the roads and stuff is shut down and they ain't used to it, ain't nobody coming to unload you anyway. And most generally, it'll drop like that for about a day. And then the next day, it'll go back above freezing and things like that. It'll all melt and clear up. And, you know, most generally within a day or two, things should be back to normal. But it definitely does happen. And when it happens, it catches people off guard, and they have these pile-ups and all these fatalities and things like that because it catches them off guard and they don't know what to do. So it's something that you need to plan on this time of year. Like I said, I'm strictly and specifically talking about the snow and the ice. That's it in this video. Excuse me. Because rain shouldn't be like detrimental like that. I mean, yeah, you know, tornadoes, hurricanes, things like that, but unless it just wipes out the road and things like that, yeah, you want to really shut the road down for that. People may pull over and drive slow, but it ain't going to shut it down like snow and ice does. Keep you know, if you're running the road, keep you some kitty litter, maybe a little mini foldable shovel, some sand that'll help you get unstuck, you know, a nice blanket, things like that. All these will help you in the event that you get somewhere and get stranded on the side of the road and they can't clear the roads off because they don't have equipment and you're stuck. So these are things that we may not really think about because it's not that often that it happens. So like I said, when it does happen, it catches you off guard and you're like, man, you know, I don't know what to do, and everybody's scrambling and panicking, and that's when the bad things happen. So I really just wanted to put that out there because, like I said, I saw it and I'm like, man, that'll be a good topic because it doesn't come up often, but when it does come, it's devastating because it cripples that region for those days until it gets back above freezing and all that stuff melts and goes away. So just something I wanted to throw out there for tonight's video. So as always, make sure you arrive to your pickup and your delivery on time and safely. Call your loved ones, tell them you love them. Love on somebody today. But most importantly, be the reason that somebody smiles today. The world needs it now more than ever. It's Sir Mel coming to you from the Small Fry Show, and I'm out. Peace.